I'm going to try to make this not so much of a ramble talk, because I know a lot of times I have rambles and I go off subject. But this one is something I've been trying to say for a while, but didn't know how to say it. To make it short and sweet. But one of the guys at work sort of gave me a way to say it. Well, he didn't tell me anything on how to say it, but just by what he was talking about, that helped me realize what to say. He was saying how on, say there's a social media app called TikTok, and there's a bunch of people on there that they say there's a pyramid of cups, and he throws balls to make the shot to make the balls in all 10 cups in a row in a pyramid of water-filled cups. Well, you can tell that he basically shoots like 100 times and just edits out all the ones that he missed. And then people don't seem to notice, and they're like, wow, that's amazing, that's amazing. And then they have other apps where people do something, and like they slow it down real slow, and then they move to it, then they speed it back up, and it looks like they did it all in this awesome thing. You know, it makes it look like they know how to dance really well, and they know how to do certain things really well, and they're really coordinated. But really, it's an editing app, so it makes it so that you can make it appear that you're doing that. That's the whole point of editing. In movies, they edit it to make people look like they can fly and shoot each other and kill each other. It's editing. So that's what I was trying to tell him. It's an editing app, man. You can't sit there and rip on how, you know, it's dumb that people like it. I think it's dumb that people don't have their own individual talent and do stuff like that. Like people that copy along with someone else who's doing the same thing. But when someone does that and they use the app to make it look like they dance really good, or they move like that, or they make 10 balls in a row without missing, like, that's the trick to it. That's the whole point of it. It's an editing app. So, and then that moved us on to him saying that he thinks it's dumb that's, you know, this generation is just so stupid. They're so simplified, you know, it doesn't take anything to entertain them, and they're just getting stupider and stupider and stupider. And I chose to say, well, if you stop paying attention to them, it'll go away. Because if people would stop paying attention to the things that are dumb and whatever, then they would go away. If nobody's giving it any attention, it's going to stop happening. You know? Now, say war. If war was all over the TV and everyone keeps tuning in and tuning in and tuning in, news knows that that's what people are tuning in to check out. They're worried. Stop being so worried. Stop paying attention, and it'll go away. It's not going to go away overnight. It's going to take a decade or more. But if everyone would stop talking about war, worrying about war, paying attention to war, then it would go away. In 10 years, tops. Because the people that do it wouldn't do it. If they start showing love to the rulers and the leaders and the whatever, show them love, they will simply stop. They will. It's not going to happen overnight. There's some people that are going to die in the process, and some things are going to happen in the process. But stop giving negative things attention, and they will change around. Just like, for example, all the evolution of animals. If no one was there to say you can't do that, then eventually, you know, this insect develops wings to fly, and this one develops a shell so the predators can't harm it. Well, how did it do that? Because it thought it could do that. It's like, oh, in its animal head, I don't know how, they're not thinking these words, but they're basically thinking to themselves, I need to come up with a way to protect myself here. So then they started doing things to protect themselves. And over that period of time, we call it evolution, they went from being soft to hard, to being like an underwater creature with a bill and no jaw, to having a jaw, and it adapted to this and it adapted to that. The reason they do that is because there's nobody there to say you can't do it. If you stayed to yourself, and every family stayed to themselves and spent their time trying to develop something that they felt they needed, they would be able to do amazing things because nobody would be there to tell them they can't. If you wouldn't just feed into everybody telling you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that, then you never know what you'd be able to do. I mean, flying as a human would be sort of hard. It would probably be a generation thing. But see, that's over 1 million years. Unless these evolutionary periods are like hundreds of thousands and millions of years. They're not like next week I think, hey, I should be able to fly, and the next week I fly. You know? It would be like 100,000 years from now, we develop the ability to fly. But So I wouldn't know it. But over a period of time, who knows? Humans will probably fly in the next 100,000 years. But who knows? And I'm talking like physically fly, not in a plane by themselves without a plane. Anyway, I guess I sort of went off, but I basically, belief can make anything happen. And that was sort of a drawn-out way to try to explain what I mean by it. The more attention you give to things, and you think, people are just getting stupider. Next thing you know, all you're noticing is the stupid people. And then people start thinking, only the stupid things get noticed. So the smart people start acting stupid. So if everyone was just smart and didn't focus so much on the dumb things that are happening, the dumb people would be like, boy, we got to step it up so we can be smart so people will notice. But then people think it's hard and don't want to work for it. So it's belief, hard work, love, understanding. That's it. Acceptance. Anyway, peace. Love you.